Welcome to Steel Curtain Productions. Please hit the likes, subscribe down in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciated as we try to grow this community in Steelers land. Yeah, if you'd hit the like, subscribe. Thank you to my followers. Please share it with your family, friends, and just share the video. Leave your comments. Tell me what you think. Yeah. So now let's get right into it. It is September 30th, 2024. It's the Monday morning, day after the Steelers game with the Colts. This wasn't a bad game. We started slow. Um, Got to clean up area that and I do apologize. I thought it was the Cowboys week, and I think I had that in my last tape. It was Colts. I was off by a week. Anywho, I did project a loss, and even with knowing it was the Colts, I would have projected a loss for that game too. And so next week I'm still projecting another loss. So I see us starting to come down to a level because we seem to struggle with the Cowboys. But anyway, let's get back to the Colts game. Um, this was a game we could have won. We Hats off to the comeback because we fell behind very quickly, 14-0, and it just wasn't cool. We didn't start off on the right foot, and these two fumbles cost us. Um, this this snap situation, there's something's got to give there. I don't know what's going on there, but this is becoming an ongoing problem. They got to clean this up, and they got to nip it in the butt very quickly because this could have been a victory had they have not made an error like that. Pickens got to clean up his carrying the ball and fumbling it as well. Those are things that they fall on the young players, and I tip my hat off to Fields taking the responsibility of that snap fumble situation, but several sacks as well. Didn't like to see that. That line's got to improve. Showing some again showing some signs of still being an issue on that line. So whoever's coaching the offensive line, they got some work to do. And I'd also say huge work to do on snapping a ball. It's just getting a little retarded. And yeah, I commend Steelers for the comeback. Fell short. However, anytime I see, that's a good sign too for a backup quarterback that the Colts got there with Joe Flacco, because he's always been a nemesis of the Steelers. You can never get comfortable with Joe Flacco going up against us. He brings a good veteran presence, and he doesn't second guess himself, and and he's got a good arm. He's probably doesn't have he definitely doesn't have the mobility anymore, but his arm is something you got to contend with, and his decision making is very good as well. So it was a loss. Good, at least a good, solid, clean game. What's starting to concern me now are injuries, and this is why I think all the more we're going to lose to the Cowboys, because the injuries are starting to pile up, and they're starting to be with key players, and so there's a bit of concern here, especially with Patterson going down. He was doing such a great job filling in as a running back. Guys like that, you don't want to see them go down, and just some key players. But overall, like Fields, I also tip my hat off. He overall, other than that snap fumble situation, he played a fairly good game. He was one of the brighter spots, so I commend him. He's done 4 weeks now that he's done well, getting 2 touchdowns, running them in himself. And I love his athleticism. He's got so many different weapons in his arsenal there. He'll gain more with time and experience. But we lost this game, and really, if you chalk it up due to some sloppiness, we got to watch the penalties again. But overall, we could have easily won this game without a couple of the errors we made. And yeah, that snap's got to be fixed. And Pickens has got to be a little more careful with the ball and learn how to protect it better. But overall, I'm not going to slaughter us. We played a respectable game, but reality's starting to kick in. We're going to start balancing, coming down, which I suspected that the first 3 weeks we're a little playing a little over our head. But they did play well. But and this was a game we could have won. Even though I projected a loss, when I looked at it, they played better than I suspected. And to be quite honest, if it wasn't for stupid errors, we probably would have been on top. So with that being said, it is what it's a learning experience. But now we got concerns with the injuries, and that's totally where I'm concerned now. And now I think it's getting problematic. We just got to hope that these aren't season-long injuries. So with that being said, overall we're doing all right. So go Steelers Nation, go! That's going to be short and sweet this week. We have a holiday over here in Canada, but like I said, at least they're playing respectable ball. That I love to see. And for me, Fields could be. I'll say it again. He's projecting to be the future guy. He's playing ball well enough for the Steelers. Now that they still. We thought, this line would look better. I'm kind of shocked that it's showing the holes it has. Kind of a little it dejects us. And so they still got some problems to fix on that line, oddly enough. Other than that, yeah, clean up with the wide receivers. And I still say, and I'll say it again, until you go out and get yourself a number one or a number two wide receiver to balance out that field, that's going to be a little problematic for our offense as well, not having the extra weapon which we need. And I think we have to address that as well, bottom dollar. And I'm still seeing Harvig go down concerns me because he's been such a great weapon for us. A little concerned. I hope his injury is not severe because he was doing so well. But overall, like I say, I think we got to get another guy that's at least equal to Pickens, but long ball wise. Um, and I'm still concerned about our middle linebacker area. I find we give up too much field. Our defensive line looks fairly good, but when you get back to the middle linebackers down to your secondary, there's some issues in those areas of the field, and I think it could be coaching a bit too. There's just too much giving up too much gap opening space to the opposition, and I think that's got to be cleaned up a little bit better. So with that being said, you know, at least a respectable game. Let's hope we can adjust and hope the injuries aren't going to affect us too severely, and hope they're not too serious. So with that being said, thank you for following me here on Steel Curtain. We're the, we're hoping to get that Steel Curtain type of defense back. We're not there right now. I think we're actually got a little way, quite a ways to go to get it back to that type of defense. But with that being said, you've seen it here on Steel Curtain. This is a channel where we'll always stick to the facts, and we like a good community here, but we don't run this channel. I pride myself. I have 3 channels, and football I've coached and played, hockey I've coached and played, and I pride myself in them. And I do, a gospel channel as well. But I pride myself not running on rumors and running on fact. So you won't see me. That's why I didn't get too crazy when we were looking at Ayuk, because people were running away with rumors. And I mean, to the point where some of them were even putting BS out that we had signed them. I mean, come on. That's why I don't get into it. You can guarantee on Steel Curtain, you'll get factual information, insight into the game, review wise, and insight to our team. That is straight up above board with the facts. And that's what we like to do. We don't use clickbait to reel you in, and we won't give a BS title to reel you in. So thank you for joining me. We will catch you. We are dealing with the Cowboys next week. Unfortunately, in recent years, Cowboys have played us fairly well. So I'm not too. And I know the Cowboys haven't played the greatest yet, so let's hope that continues to aid us a bit because they always play us hard, and that's probably due to the rivalry that goes so back to my years when I loved, the old Steelers Cowboys rivalry. So that's going to be exciting in that sense. It'll be an exciting game, but let's hope we can come up with a better game plan, and maybe we do can steal a game here while they're not playing up to where they should be. Uh, but I'm concerned that they might have a bit of an edge on us, and they always bring up their play when they play us. So I still fear that this will be another loss. That's just my projection. Hopefully, it's going to be a good game. So thank you for joining me. We'll catch you in the next episode. And until next week, as the season's starting to roll fairly good, God bless.